In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast.
Did you almost forget to
unmute us?
I was staring at him like, is he going to remember this?
Well,
I almost jumped forward.
We could potentially have one of the longest intros in podcast history. I mean, most of them are like 5 seconds. That one is a crisp minute.
Yeah, well,
you just forget.
We'll enjoy it because that's top dollar.
It is
that we shelled out for that intro. So if you're gonna pay for it, you might as well.
You might as well use it. You might as well enjoy it.
Chuck Fresh does not come cheap.
He does not.
We know that.
He does a hell of a job.
Absolutely.
He is the man.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
I mean, you hear it. You hear that voice.
That's why people keep coming back and back.
They do.
But yeah. So welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. What are we reviewing today? Because we are reviewing. We do a lot of different stuff
We do
here.
a lot of stuff on this podcast, on this channel. But we are reviewing Extraction, the Chris Hemsworth starring film.
The new Netflix film.
Yeah. And did you hear the news? This is one of the highest grossing or the highest watched Netflix films of all time.
That's what I heard. They estimated 90 million households will watch it during its first month's release.
That's big, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean,
to come at a more perfect time too.
Yeah, I'm sure that is why. I'm sure it's a combination of everything, but. Right. Having most of the world on lockdown right now definitely will help this. Because you see this movie coming out, with the busy time where there's a lot of action movies coming out and it doing it as well as it did. I don't see it. But yes, it had it in 90 million though. That's nothing to laugh about. But Netflix hasn't had very many big releases.
No. But this is Sam Hargrave's debut as a director. He's been a stunt coordinator or stunt guy his whole life. He's doubled for Chris Evans in Captain America. So this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to stunts. And come on, man, we got to talk about that first and foremost. This is fun. This was a fun
It's
film.
A lot of action, that's for
is.
sure. It's a lot of action. There's definitely, it's almost John Wick-esque, but there's you got to say it's definitely an action film, and that's definitely what Sam Hargrave knows best.
He does.
The action looked amazing in this.
And it was so quick. It was so well choreographed. You could not tell. It wasn't one of those things where like 50 guys are standing around him and he's fighting them all off. It was like pop, pop, pop every second. It was so well choreographed.
There's a lot, and there's one famous scene I'm sure everyone is talking about now, but it's the 11-minute single take. I say single take in quotes because
Well, but
it
even
ain't no
then,
single
they no, of course not. But they blurred it together very well. They edited that together so well that you could barely even tell.
And
you'd have to be looking for it.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of scenes where it will zoom in on something like a phone or something, and that's where they're taking their break. Or
like if he falls and the camera comes this way and then it comes right back up.
Or a wall transition.
Yep, wall transitions. We saw that in 1917 a lot too.
Yeah, that's a common, but it definitely wasn't done in one take, but there's long takes done in one take, though. I mean, for sure. But, and that's always amazing to see.
It is.
But
I mean, imagine the time spent, obviously, outside of the actual filmmaking, the process of this.
Yeah.
And every single day training. I really, it was really well done.
Well, we got to talk about that. It was filmed in Ahmedabad and Mumbai in India.
It was.
And they apparently loved that.
When I watched some footage, too, there were guys driving their motorcycles holding his picture, wanting an autograph, and he's like, "No, we're gonna get there." He goes, "Be careful." I guess one guy almost got hit, but the video was cool. Like, I guess they were staying out there for up to 15 hours just to catch a glimpse of Chris Hemsworth.
That's what I saw. I saw people were staying on set for 15 hours.
It's crazy. It's a long time.
Not for me.
Well, I mean,
Not
some
my
people
thing.
love to see that
I
Chris
know.
Hemsworth.
Oh,
man.
I know. To each their own.
Right. I mean, it's Thor himself. How do you not want to?
I probably wouldn't wait 15 hours
Nor
for the
would I.
actual Thor.
Yeah. Good point. I would not either.
I mean, the God of Thunder himself could come down.
I think I'm good with just seeing him on
I'm
screen.
going to give him a few hours. I mean, that's not Chris Hemsworth. I mean, I'd probably wait an hour for Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Tops.
I think that's reasonable.
Tops, but
after that, you got to go.
I just can't do it. I
got things to do.
I can't do it, Chris. But yeah, for sure. I mean, especially a place that doesn't get a lot of or filming with Westerners and everything. That would be huge, though, I can imagine. But yeah, and we got to talk about it because it has ties to the Avengers because the Russo brothers produced this.
Yes.
Only one brother wrote the screenplay. And because it's a story by Joe Russo, did I think that wrote the comic book or something like that. But both brothers are producing it. The Russo brothers, and we know them from
everything.
Well, Avengers.
Well, yeah.
I don't know them from anything else but Avengers. But yeah, should we drive? Or should we just jump into it? I gotta say, it lacks story in my opinion, big time.
Well, of course,
big time.
And
It's an action film for sure, and the action is great. But the story, that's where it differs from John Wick, in my opinion. John Wick has a great and amazing story, and the characters you really love.
Well,
But this one, it feels like you're getting there just for the action films.
Yes, and I think what's different between this and John Wick is John Wick was world building, as where I don't see this as a world builder.
Well,
story wise,
they
did tease a second.
They set it
one.
up for a second one, so I would not say it's not world building.
And I do agree with that, but they could world build in the second film. I mean, necessarily John Wick 1 was not, the first John Wick was not world building in the same way that John Wick 2 and 3 were.
Yeah.
They really expanded.
But John Wick
on
1 still had a great story.
It did.
I mean,
yes.
without necessarily expanding on the entire
for sure
lore of John Wick. But I mean, you definitely cared about the characters more.
You are right, but I really think like you know what to expect when you watch a film like Extraction, and it lets you know what it is right away, and it doesn't try to be anything else. I totally agree. I would have liked to see more story in this, and it definitely could have improved on that aspect. But as far as the action and the
action's great.
This was a very entertaining.
But
film.
it definitely tried to get emotional at moments for sure. But again, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't attached to many of the characters, but except for one guy, the bad guy's right hand man. I thought stole it. You know what I'm talking about? The guy who was also special. I thought that guy did.
The guy who got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and walked that
still
off.
walked him. Yeah, he did. Tough man.
And left maybe a 3-foot dent in a metal dumpster or something. Like that guy might be Superman.
He could be.
But I thought he did a really good job.
Yes.
I wonder. That guy's name is. His name's Ovi, and
Ovi.
No, that's the son of the criminal.
Yes.
What is the guy's name? That is the right hand man, though. Oh, it's Sanju, a former Special Forces operator and henchman of Ovi. That guy, I thought, did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the whole story of his kids and everything like that, I thought.
Randeep Huda.
Yeah, Randeep Huda.
Huda.
And not a real complicated name either.
No.
Not at all. So let's get right into the story, right?
Okay.
How much there is. Tyler Rake, Special Forces, we know that. Classic, you know, he's retired kind of. I don't know. It's the most. One thing about this movie is it follows action movie tropes to a T.
To a T, yes.
I mean, it took the form, which it is the guy's first directorial debut. So I can imagine he just watched a ton of action movies and just wrote down because because most action movies follow the formula absolutely. Starts out the guy, he's fucking, he's old Special Forces. Not right now though. He's retired, always living in a shack out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's always that.
Never a house.
It's got a tragic story too.
Never comfortable living. Always living in a shack, and there's always an old buddy that comes and gets him out of retirement.
Of course.
Says I got one last
job.
And
it's too tempting. It's like fighters, boxers, and
at first
fighters.
he always goes, I can't do it.
No,
I can't do it.
It's not for me. I've left. I'm past that in my life.
Whatever you're gonna say, I'm not gonna do it. I just can't do it. I won't do it.
A lot of money. How about $2 million?
All right, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
And he's in. That's pretty much the story.
And
That's
it's actually
that's
a $10
exactly
million.
what.
Yeah, it's a $10 million reward for Ovi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tyler Rake, that's Chris Hemsworth. He's ex-Australian special force. They got him over there.
They do.
Those fucking Aussies.
Oh, of course. They're well prepared.
Of course, why not? Yeah. But yeah, so an old friend comes by and tells Tyler, "Hey, Tyler, this India's biggest drug lord. He's in a war with another second in command drug lord, and the second in command kidnapped the first in command's son, and the first in command, he's doing this all from prison.
Yes,
he's already locked away.
Of course.
So there's no kidnapping him.
I really like the scene that set this up when the kid got kidnapped too, very early on in the film when Ovi got kidnapped, because his friend and him are out there, I'm assuming, smoking a joint.
Yeah.
And the cops come up and they go, "Oh no, you've got a lot
scared.
you've got the rest of your life." And
That
then he
was
shoots
good.
the kid in the head.
Good,
and I'm like, wow, that's dark.
It was surprising.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I thought they were just going to take the kid, and then they just shot the other kid in the head. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the second in command drug lord, he's got every cop is working for him. I don't think there was a cop that was not.
No, that wasn't dirty. Yeah.
I mean, where is fucking Singham?
Yeah, I know. God, we need some good, decent police officers.
Yeah, we're Singham. We're Simba.
I know.
We're the boys.
Where are they?
Delivering that slap, whipping people in the middle of the street.
Maybe they were off doing something else. Maybe it's like the Avengers or something where they only show up and
Well, this seemed pretty important to me. It was one kid, I guess. It wasn't World in it.
That's true.
Maybe they only save worlds. Is that what you're saying? It didn't ever seem like they were. But yeah, so one more job. He's got to go get the kid.
Right.
And he says, yeah, I'm in. First, he jumps in the water, and there's a lot of water metaphors throughout this.
A lot.
Yeah, just them trying to make it something more than it needed to be, in my opinion. With it, just trying to make it deeper than it really was. It's an action film, you know.
Of course,
it doesn't have to be poetry. It's not Shakespeare you're writing here.
And I don't think they did necessarily too much of that, but I did see it throughout where they tried to get, a little deep with it.
Yeah.
But I think if you would have went a little bit more the route of John Wick, where it doesn't have to get super emotional. I guess the dog is pretty emotional though.
But that's as simple as it gets. He's not whispering in the dog ear some giant metaphor of drowning and then coming up to reemerge or whatnot. Yeah. I mean, it's a dog. He dies. He cries a little. I mean, it's nothing more pure than that. Nothing more pure and simple. Also, so while he's and then he goes in. That's it. He just goes in. He goes and grabs him. Yep. It's super fucking. Again, every action scene is awesome.
It was.
But to me, this movie felt like a video game to me almost, to where you're getting to that story to really just to get to that
action scene.
Yeah. But the action scenes were so good, you almost didn't mind that most of the time.
No, I didn't. And again, I knew exactly what this movie was from the very start.
Well, I was to be honest, I was hoping it being a old stuntman director, because again, I keep comparing to John Wick, but that's the only other stuntman director I know. So I was hoping maybe it's something in common. They all got something really good stunts and really good stories. So I was expecting a little more out of this. But anyway, so he goes to extraction, and there's no plan at all for this extraction. Remember, he just goes in the room.
Yeah, just goes in. Yeah,
and he just talks shit to all of them.
Pretty much.
And they're like, because remember the one guy puts a gun to his head.
Yeah, and then he goes, "There wasn't a magazine in there."
Yeah, you moron. Yeah. You don't have to be special ops.
Yeah. He goes, "The guy didn't even flinch. Is he crazy?" And it's like, no. You just didn't have any rounds.
Yeah, there's no bullets in it. So he kills all those guys. And and it's funny because he kills them with a rake at one point in this scene. His name's Tyler Rake. That should be his calling card.
That's
comedy.
That's some good dark humor.
Comedy,
that's some real good dark humor.
But he kills these guys, and he takes the kid, Ovi. Ovi's the name of the kid, and Ovi's also the name of the father.
And it also shows Tyler Rake in a very good light because that one kid tried to shoot him and kill him when he defeated everyone else.
Yep.
And he just took his gun away.
And that's one thing he doesn't do is kill children.
He does not kill children.
Beats the shit out of them. Right. He'll put you in a hospital.
Swift blow.
Yeah. You'll be eating through a straw for the rest of your life, but he's not going to kill you. Yeah.
Could have killed you.
Because at one point, remember, the gang of kids jumps him, and he just starts breaking legs.
And that was awesome, too, because they used the slap, too.
Yep.
He slapped those kids quite
It's
a few
okay to
times.
slap kids. It
is.
is. Don't no open fist,
Nope.
no closed
But you can
fist. Keep
smack
an
a
open
child.
hand, and you can smack them all you want. And like the damages he's doing, it's just as much as a punch.
Yeah, it's brain damage.
It's
Those
more
kids
for-
all have
yeah.
CTE for
It's
sure.
a Boss Rutan style slap
It
where
is.
it's just going right under
The palms,
the palm of your
man.
hand. Yeah,
It's rough.
So again, he takes Ovi and he's working with a team though at this point. It's an extraction team.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So so he's working with them, and Sanju, that's the guy's right hand man, the guy who I thought did awesome.
Yeah.
Was a great actor. Ovi, not Ovi the kid, Ovi Senior. He tells Sanju in prison because Ovi's in prison. He tells him, "I know so much power, and he can't get out of jail."
I know.
He's paying all the cops.
All of
Just
them.
walk out of the
Please, let me
yeah.
just out of here. It's like a Pablo Escobar thing where it's like he's locked up, but he's got a mansion out there and he's privately
absolutely,
prisoned.
Yeah, it's like a Napoleon thing where they kick him off an island, but he's living in paradise, and he comes back whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know, but but he tells Sanju that he says, "I'll kill your family. I'll kill your boy if you don't bring back my boy. Even though I'm in jail, I can still fucking kill everyone." Although
When he basically says, if I can't have my son, you're not going to
Yeah.
have yours.
but we learn later that Ovi doesn't have that much pull. Remember, he's losing money and losing the war and everything. So I don't know, but Sanju does it anyways.
Yeah.
He says, kind of tells his kids goodbye, adios. Says, "I'm out of here. Probably not gonna see you again." And that's it. Sanju goes on his way, and that's it, right? Elsewhere, I sort of demands it. Tyler Rake breaks the kid out, and then the other bad guy, he says, "Lock down the city." Crazy power this guy has.
To be able to
Crazy
lock
pull.
down an entire city.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of get introduced to him. This is the rooftop scene, too, right? Where they tell him that.
Yeah, and I like that weird fat guy who was like the fucking child grabber.
He's like, "Come
you know, he was just the ruler of all the little kids. Or the greasy, like a
Greasy
Jerry
old
curl.
fat guy, yeah.
He was throwing kids.
He
I like
was.
that. That was cool.
That was
brutal.
another brutal
Yeah.
scene where it was like they didn't even know for sure and they just tossed him off the roof.
Yeah, you're not thinking he's actually going to do it.
No.
Then just whoop.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hold him over the edge, and he he doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
He just tosses him over.
But you got so many kids at your
You do.
disposal. You
I
can toss a
guess so,
few.
yeah.
Disposable
sad.
kids. Yeah.
But,
But
yeah.
that's it. And then that's another scene where it tries to get, because we get that.
The side character, the boy.
Yeah,
that,
he was in it a lot.
Yeah, who stands up, but
We get really nothing out of it.
it wasn't really resolved.
Never resolved.
It was never really resolved.
He's,
I mean,
till the very end, he's
Yeah.
still trying to kill Tyler.
Tyler.
And then he kind of just walks away. Or does he die even, I think?
No, he doesn't.
He
Because
just
at the end,
walks,
he shoots Tyler for the final time.
That's right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, again, just another side story that I didn't think we needed.
No,
you know?
we didn't.
Keep that simple. Keep it, just keep me with the main character.
And I don't need any other villains except the main guy, and then just have Tyler Rake kill all the
And
other
I don't
guys.
need any other relationships besides Tyler and Ovi.
Yeah.
Don't try to throw any more of them. That's your relationship. That's where you're going to make your money. That's John Wick and the dog. That's, right
exactly.
there. So, but yeah, we get that. We get the bad guy, and he finds out that Ovi has been kidnapped, and he says, lock it down. He's got Commissioner Gordon status.
Yeah, he does.
He's down on the block.
Look, when he says something, you lock it down.
and they do.
Got a lot of pull. They
They
do.
do.
They lock down the city.
For what reasoning? What are they telling people? I don't know.
They don't need a reason. It
guess
seems.
I guess not. But yeah, so they go and they try to break him out, or he locks down the city and whatnot, and escaping Sanju and and this is the scene. This is the really long 11-minute scene,
Yep.
right? And it's awesome
And
because
it's
Sanju comes
awesome.
in fucking
Guns
hot.
blazing. Yeah.
He is an elite fucking killer. This guy,
And
he's killing. But I mean, he's killing cops. He's
Right.
killing everyone. He's
I think with all the choreography, and I cannot stress this enough, I thought the camera work was incredible. I thought the timing of everything was so good, and it was so fluent too, where there was no points where I was like, okay, that was unrealistic. Oh, that wasn't. They did such a good job of making me believe every single kill and every single death. It was so much fun. That's one thing I took away from this film is it's fun. you know.
Yeah, and that's the action was, especially in this scene, is really, really good. And it goes on for a long, long time.
It does.
Maybe one of the longest action scenes in record.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 11 minutes. That is a long time. But, yeah, it gets crazy. They fight all throughout, like, an apartment complex and whatnot. And it's one take, single take is what they say. But, yeah, it ends with Sanju hitting, or first Tyler Ray gets hit with a car.
He does.
Then Tyler Ray gets in another car, hits Sanju with the car.
And that's not a car. That thing
It's a
was
truck.
a bus.
It's a
Yeah, like a
fucking
freaking
semi,
truck. Yeah, dude. That thing had to have hurt.
Oh, it looks like
Sanju goes flying, too.
It looks like he broke every bone in his body. And but that's after they were beating the shit out of each other for a long time, too. So it's just salt on the wound getting hit on the truck.
Yeah.
But they end up escaping in that truck, and then they tell them, we're pretty much... Well, at this point, you're wondering, why the fuck is Sanju going after the kid?
Right.
When they paid him to get the kid.
To get the kid.
We find out later, the fucking gangster's got no money. Can't pay anyone.
Nope.
For some reason, he didn't send Sanju out in the first place.
Which is what you would have thought.
Which seems like he's equally as badass as Tyler.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so, I mean, that guy's a fucking Terminator. Just send him.
You didn't need Tyler to begin with. I think Sanju would have got the job done.
Do you think Sanju could not have gone in that room with, 6 guys?
Oh, he definitely could have destroyed every single one of them.
And half of them were under 13 years old?
Well, yeah. We get introduced to him when he's sniping, and he had every shot. Every single shot.
Yeah. When he's running through the forest or whatever.
Well, in the boat scene, too. Remember, he was the masked guy who pulls off the mask after he's done shooting. We get it when he's
in that 11-minute scene when the cars are flying by and he's shooting the guy, and then as the car's ready, he's getting into the car. Yeah. He's a fucking, by all means, a Terminator.
He is.
I mean, not only that, but he got hit full on, maybe 60 miles an hour by a semi-truck.
After going through the rigorous...
And he claimed, came out of the metal like a fucking T-8000, and yeah.
Yeah.
Ovi Sr. has no faith in this guy.
He does, and I don't know why. I mean,
save
this
your
is the
money.
most loyal man
Save
of all time.
Yeah, save your money, and but then so they get away, and this is when they get jumped by the boy gang.
Yeah, the boy gang.
Which is, I'm guessing they were just trying to we got to put as many fight scenes as possible in this. Anywhere you go, you're gonna get jumped, because that's when they leave the truck to blow up.
Yep.
And they get jumped by the gang or whatever, and he's again just slap fights the shit out of him.
And it's so funny too, because he's kicking the feet out from under these kids. They're fucking smacking the concrete hard. He's smacking them upside the head and stuff. It was a good scene. It was funny.
Yeah. And by this time, Tyler's team all dead.
Yeah,
Wiped
they're
out.
all dead except for the
woman.
lead,
Yeah,
the female,
who was also ex special ops or whatever.
Yeah, she was.
But and she's telling him, just leave that fucking kid. She keeps telling him, the kid is over and no one's going to pay you. The guy doesn't have money.
No, he has nothing.
And
Why
Tyler's
are
like,
you
well,
still
I
doing
got to
this?
get paid.
When she's literally
like,
just
again,
telling
Tyler,
him, leave him out on the street.
Yes.
And you're like, you're kidding me.
He can run home at this point, I feel like.
I know.
You're doing more damage. I mean, everywhere you go, you're leaving carnage. That makes it easier for people to track you when you're leaving just a mess of destruction.
And let's put things in perspective here, Tyler. You're probably taking more fathers away from children by staying here than you are for this one kid.
Yeah.
So why don't you skedaddle, pal?
And again, his dad is a renowned drug lord. He's killed probably hundreds, maybe thousands of people.
And if you know anything about, just ancestry, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No.
I mean, this kid's probably going to be a drug lord himself.
One thing I did like is I did think about that a lot. Like, the guy's a fucking in jail, or the guy's a drug lord, so who cares? But it was nice that they did have him in jail.
Yes.
So, you can't feel too good about him, because no matter what, he gets his kid back. He's still in prison.
Of course.
So he's the bad guy's already caught, kind of.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel. But I guarantee they have a second one. That guy's getting out and getting involved somehow.
Well, I love the actor. He's in Mirzapur and the Sacred Games that we reacted to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tripathi is his last name.
That's a good last name. It almost sounds Greek
Tripathi,
or Roman or something.
It's dope. Pankaj.
So they get away from this. Again, they beat the shit out of those boys. And who fucking finds them?
Hopper himself. Well, if you don't know who we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
David Harborough.
David Harborough.
Yeah. And I like this.
Hellboy.
I like this little scene from him. It was fun. It was cool to see him
Yeah,
You know?
it's not bad, but it's just, I mean, it turns so quick immediately.
Super quick.
And it feels like because at first it's like,
And you
first
also
he's super
saw
cool.
it coming.
Yeah, like
I
why
saw it
was
coming.
he? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was right in your face right away.
Yeah.
Because I think they made it too apparent when he's like, no, call him. He owes me his life. So it's like, okay, obviously these guys aren't that close of friends.
They made it too apparent by, again, following the action movie formula.
Formula to a T.
Where halfway through, he finds an old buddy,
and
an old army buddy.
Turns on him.
Always an old army buddy. They serve together, and this guy either turns on him or just fucking dies for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, they followed it immedately. You know, I mean, what are the odds? He takes a random job in India.
And he just lives right next door. How many buddies he got,
what up?
man?
Yeah. Like, how big was the troop?
I know.
But, you know, he's there, and
he's living in Dhaka.
he's living in Dhaka, and he's David Harbour. He's going to help his friend. He's going to hide these kids for like an hour, and then he's going to think,
And he's going to, you know what? I can make $10 million.
Yeah. Instead of being the super soldier he was and just killing them while they were asleep.
Yeah, instead he was going to devise a big
Yeah.
plan. And then confess to Tyler that's what he was going to do.
And knowing that Tyler already is keeping this kid without the pay.
Right. Keeping
So
him
you
regardless.
know he's
because,
got some kind of connection. And we get at this point, Tyler reveals his daughter died of cancer.
Son.
It
No, lymphoma.
was his daughter.
It was?
It was his son.
It was his son, yeah.
His wife. He had a wife.
He had a
also.
wife,
That's what I'm
too,
thinking.
yeah.
And he left his wife, or he didn't. He just volunteered to go to Iraq for the third time.
For the third time because he couldn't watch his son die.
Yeah.
And then that was a huge scene between him and Ovi.
He left before his son died.
Well, because Ovi's sitting there and he's asking him, like, you're such a hero. How do you have such bravery? And then Tyler opens up and says that it wasn't bravery, it was in his eyes, cowardice, because he left his child
Rough.
for a third tour and wherever he went.
Afghanistan,
yeah.
He'd rather spend more time in Afghanistan than
watch his son die. It's a tough spot to be in, but
but 9 times out of 10,
Man.
you're not going to Afghanistan.
no, you got to be there. You got to be there, you know. And that's where Tyler's guilt comes
the
in.
military is worried, is telling him to go home.
Not everything with the
There's definitely not a sergeant or whatever that's like, go home. You can't be here,
No.
obviously.
Obviously, your son, has a severe case of cancer.
Yeah, and he's dying. You need to be there. I mean, I don't think we can count on you to protect your troops while you've got this in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But they're like, fuck it, he can go. Let him
He
go.
can go. Let him go. We need him. I mean,
don't
do you
have a
see
lot
what he
of
does
guys.
on the battlefield
That's
on top
true.
of that? I mean, goodness
That's
gracious.
true. That is very true.
It is.
So that's what he says. That's how his kid died. Just left his wife, And
And I
she's
gotta
still
say-
hanging. He might be married still.
Yeah, that scene with him and Ovi, I thought was really great acting by Chris Hemsworth. The story wasn't so deep that I was like emotionally connected, but I
But it
thought
was good
the
acting.
performance
Yeah, exactly.
was
Yeah.
very well done. I
Yep.
thought Chris actually impressed me a lot with that scene.
I agree with you. The whole point, the whole getting there and everything maybe wasn't great, but the performance was good.
was really good,
absolutely
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like it's great action, great performances, but it just to me just wasn't enough to get over the hump to be really, really good. If it was
Right,
better,
to get it like an A
if it was
rating
better,
or something.
if it was better story, I mean, well, no, I'm not nominated, but if it was better story, it would have been really, really good because the action was so good.
Yeah,
But-
it was.
Okay, so anyways, that happens, whatever. He's David Harbour, they get in a big fight.
They do.
David Harbour is about to kill, gets on somehow fat David
upper,
Harbour.
Yeah, it gets the upper hand on Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. When Sanju, half man, half machine, cannot
destroy him at all.
cannot get the upper hand on him.
Oh, man.
But David Harbour, who looks like he just got off the couch, he's just maybe got right off the set of probably Netflix.
Yeah, probably.
because it's the
Stranger Things, yeah.
Hey, get your ass to India. We got
Let's
something
go.
else going for you.
We need you here in 16 hours.
So he gets a hand, but Ovi ends up shooting David Harbour's character. Kills him, first death.
And, pretty crazy scene, too. The kid's in shock, obviously. Just had to kill a man at, 13? Imagine having to do that as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, but
That'd be
imagine
tough.
your dad's a drug
Also
lord.
being a drug lord.
Yeah.
And probably seeing a lot of death.
I can't imagine
as well.
Chapo's kids wouldn't be too upset by it.
They just go play on the swing set. It's just
Yeah,
another
well, that's
dad.
just Papa.
That's
Yeah,
his
he's
dad.
just-
It's his job.
yeah. That's a normal.
How do you explain that to your children?
You don't. They're just growing up with it, so they can't.
course, yeah.
So you never have to. So yeah, he calls so Rake calls Sanju and asks for his help, forcing them to team up. Oh yeah, Rake calls the other bad guy.
Yep.
It's a team up.
It is.
Why the hell not?
And another thing where the guy's first bad and you don't like him, then come to find out, oh, he's going to help him and he's a good guy.
And they literally could have teamed up immediately.
They didn't have to kick each other's asses.
They're both have the exact same goal. They immediately, if he would have called him right at the start and be like, hey, I work for him. We both work for each other. They're not going to pay you now. But what else are we going to do?
With us, yeah.
No, because no matter what, Chris Hemsworth's character, he had to give him to the dad eventually.
Yeah.
Where else was he going to take him? The UN?
They weren't going to take him. No.
So, they have the same goal, so why the fuck not? So, it's a no-brainer. They don't have to really argue about it.
No.
All right, cool, let's do it. And now it's the super team.
It is the super team.
It's a tornado of destruction.
And I gotta be honest with you. I'd love to see a team up movie of these two.
Yeah, if you could somehow make a story where these guys have to go
on a mission together. They just extract. That's all they do. That's their job.
Yeah, maybe Ovi gets taken. I guarantee the next one, the kid's going to get taken again. And then we're like, oh, fuck, we got to do this again.
We got to get this kid.
Because now you like the kid, and I still work for the dad. He's still threatening my kid.
He's still trying to kill my kid. Look, I'm just trying to see my kid till he's 18, at this point. Then you don't threaten my children anymore.
Horrible boss. Bad boss. Bad work.
Not a guy I want to work
Bad
for.
working relationship.
And just a bad working environment. You don't want to be in that.
A lot of tension, a lot of hostility.
Unhealthy.
No, you don't. It's bad for you. So they're going to team up, and they're going to kill a lot of cops. That's pretty much the plan, the mission.
To be fair, they're dirty cops. So,
absolutely, yeah.
Makes it easier to kill them.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes it easier for the story.
But, so Rake is going to draw attention away from Sanju and Avi, because they got to cross this bridge. Right? And so they make Sanju
to get to the extraction point.
Yeah, the Sanju kind of dresses up like puts a hood on a woman, but his face is just beaten
to piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to see that guy and be like, I got a feeling he's been through some shit.
Yeah. Oh, what happened, sir?
It doesn't look good. He's just been beaten bad. Doesn't really look like a woman either.
No, not the most feminine face.
It's another problem.
Looks more like a man.
Yeah. He looks like Rocky after 11 rounds. But so Rake does that. He makes his way back towards the bridge, and Khan, that's the lady, she's got a helicopter in, but the helicopter can't get close because it keeps shooting at him. And which
is a problem.
The
and they've got
shot
a sniper
of this guy on the fucking ground who kills the other helicopter pilot, unbelievable accuracy from this guy. There's some random cop on the ground. Picks that fucking
well, not a random cop. Remember, he was the first in charge of the police force, the older man.
Oh, yeah, it was,
And he was like, get my rifle. That was the last thing he said. And then this dude must have been the greatest shot of all time.
Still,
as you were saying. Like, still. I can't hit things out from like 1,000.
Straight bad, And he couldn't kill He couldn't kill Tyler at all.
No, couldn't get a single shot on him. Yeah.
So,
and Tyler's just standing on the bridge the whole time. Probably the easiest shot. And he's just picking everyone else off.
So, Tyler does that, or there's a big fight, right? Sanju is sniped by the colonel also. The old guy. He's sniping everyone. He brings out like some of these guys have old guns.
Yes, they do.
It's kind of like bring your own gun to work day.
Of
where
course.
it's like some guys got Uzis, some guys got old rifles, old-timey rifles.
1908 rifles.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sanju gets sniped though, and I don't know if he dies. But the colonel ends up getting sniped by Khan.
Yep.
The lady. And that's the end of the colonel, unfortunately. The colonel was just trying to do his best.
He was,
He was in a tough situation.
Yeah, he probably had a wife and kids at home, too.
But Ray continues, and he covers the extraction, but he is wounded. He's shot. I think he's shot once in, like, the throat. Once.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I'm like, okay, he's definitely dead. He's got to die here.
I think maybe he gets shot in the shoulder a couple times as well. Yeah,
might have got shot in the leg and the hip.
But he tells Ovi to run towards the helicopter. Mm-hmm. He says, "Just run as fast as you can. I'm gonna cover you." And Ovi watches alongside Khan as Rake makes his way towards the helicopter, only to be shot down
many times.
Yeah, in the neck.
In the neck, yeah. It's specific.
By the main bad guy, I'm pretty sure, at that point.
Well, no, that was the kid.
Oh, the kid.
The main kid. Shot him that final time in the neck.
Should have killed him.
And then the kid just walked away. I was like,
Yeah.
Don't you want to finish the job, pal?
I don't
Walk
know.
up with a couple
like,
more
"I'm
rounds
second
of them
that.
for good measure.
I don't want to be a gang member.
Man, to hell with this
fuck
job.
this.
Yeah, fuck this. I don't even get paid.
Well,
enough.
no one's alive anymore to pay me.
Right? It's an issue. It makes me.
I mean, someone's going to take the blame for this. For hundreds of cops dead.
Of course.
Someone's got to take the blame. I mean, this is not going to go unnoticed. Like, the news has to cover it. This can happen.
It doesn't matter where
this is happening every day. Yeah. But
the morgue is loving it though. They're making a lot of money on those bodies.
the
Like,
morgue
we'll
and the
take 'em all.
creepy grave digger.
Yeah.
He loves the bodies.
It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing great.
They are.
Business
Business is a boom.
booming, absolutely. But yeah, so Rake he gets shot in the neck and he falls over into the river.
Mhm.
And that's the last thing. Again, water.
Water reference.
Water reference.
He jumped off the 300-foot cliff and then doing a perfect like yoga pose underwater.
Yep.
God only knows how long he was under there.
A long time.
It seems like a very long time.
I don't
He
even
was
know
just
how
hanging out.
long that drop was.
I think he's got to have gills on his neck or something. Is this a water world scenario?
I don't know, but it was the whole thing of like he's you got to come up from the water. Well, of course you do.
Well, of course.
It's not even. It's not a deep metaphor. It's just everyone got to come up for it. I mean,
Otherwise, you drowned and
you
died.
drown to death, and I guess that's kind of like you got to come up from your past or whatever.
Wow,
but
it's beautiful.
it's deep.
It
It's
is real deep.
It's very. It's like it's like Play-Doh. You know what I mean? It's.
Most philosophical thing
Yeah,
you could try to
absolutely.
say.
But 8 months later, guess what?
What?
The kid's okay because
He
he got
is.
away to the helicopter.
And he's just swimming in a pool. Everything's fine.
yeah, and I guess Sanju died, didn't he?
Yeah, he did die. He got shot a few times.
Forgot many
Yeah.
times.
Many times.
So there's no sequel to Sanju.
No, unfortunately.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
it does suck.
Didn't get to see his kid.
No.
And the scene with his kid was good too. When he called his kid on
Called
the
his-
phone,
yeah, on
he
the
was
phone.
crying.
Yep.
That was good. But 8 months later, Khan, the woman who got raped to do the whole job, she kills the main.
The head.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even know why they showed it. I mean,
I don't know either. I don't think you needed it.
yeah,
but
just
it
like
was
here,
fun.
guys, he didn't get away with it. But
Yeah, here, guys. That's
Yeah,
kind of like the
exactly,
ending. Like,
yeah.
here, guys. Yeah, okay, he's dead.
here, don't get mad at us.
Yeah.
And then here's a throwaway scene of
Because, I mean, this guy was throwing
Yeah.
children off a fucking rooftop.
Yeah, but it's
so we
not-
got to kill him.
It's just to have him just sniped in a fucking bat while he's taking a piss.
Mm-hmm.
Not satisfying. The least. He's the main bad guy.
I know. Where's the security? You know security's going in there,
I know,
following a
I know.
SIF or a SIF to make sure that he's not getting shot in the head. Seemed careless.
Yeah.
You got to get a new security
Just
team.
let a woman come in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, on top of that, it's odd ending.
Yeah. And so she snipes him, and that's how he dies. Again, not satisfying. My bad guys, they always gotta die. They gotta like be thrown off a fucking like a skyscraper or something. We all see Die Hard.
Oh yeah, that's slow mo.
Yeah, you got
Hans Gruber.
Yeah, you saw
falling.
not just snipe him in the head, but yeah, the very end, his last scene is Ovi diving in water.
Of course.
But guess what? He comes up
He reemerges.
because you have to.
It's amazing.
This is how air works.
And then what do we see? We see a blurred man who looks. Who,
I
that
hope
looks
it's Sanju.
Exactly. Oh, that'd be better.
hope it's
That'd be
Sanju.
better. I'd rather.
And he's
have
like,
Sanju
now I'm
back."
finishing the job, and he just drowns the kid.
He's like coming back for a vengeance.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. But no, it's Rake.
It's Rake.
Possibly Rake.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely Rake.
Who else would it be?
It was the perfect like silhouette of Chris Hemsworth.
and
There's
why
no
else
way it
would they
could not
even
have been.
show it?
Yeah, it's just some.
Because that
you come to
show,
find
it's
out
just
it's
the
just some
mailman.
perv.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's just some perv watching kids swim. Like, oh, this is the second
Yeah.
film. It's a problem.
But he's watching over him, I guess.
I guess so.
Maybe he was a ghost.
Yeah, maybe it was metaphorical.
Yeah, he was an angel now.
Guardian angel. Beautiful.
You never know.
Beautiful.
You never know with these.
Open to
You
interpretation.
who knows? We only hope the second one can expand on that.
Right. Because this was deep, as deep, if not more deep than a film like Inception.
Oh my god!
You just don't
yeah.
know. You
This
don't know
is-
what's
this
reality.
is definitely when I went walking away going, man, I can't wrap my head around it.
Oh, this is
What
too
did
much
that-
story plot.
What did that end mean? What's the water mean? Yeah, I saw there's a video on YouTube. It said extraction ending explained. It was a 9-minute video.
How do you need that film explained? How do you need the ending explained? It's so
Possibly
self-explanatory.
Rake?
Possibly.
And just just figuring out all the clues to
Right.
how it's Rake and why it is. But yeah, I don't.
Gosh.
There's this one movie where I don't think you need the ending explained. He got shot, fell into a river, didn't die somehow, miracle. Came to the kids'
shot in the
swim
neck.
meet.
He was shot 5 or 6 times, and then he shows
He's probably
up.
got like 9 other friends living in that town that he could
That
probably
he could have
bunk
called
with.
up.
I'm sure it just took him a while to heal, but
I would say so. You need some rehabilitation time.
I think we're definitely going to get a sequel to this.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think Chris Hemsworth has been pretty cool about it. I think he's pretty jacked that it's done doing good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it was fun, too. Like, say what you will about the story and whatnot, Cash. And I totally understand, and I'm right there on board with you. But I came away from this movie. The choreography was so good that this legit is a film I would go and watch again just to watch that 11-minute fight scene.
We'll just watch the 11-minute fight scene then.
Well, of course.
You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
You can, yeah, I guarantee someone's already uploaded that bitch on YouTube.
Me, I don't know. I don't think I'll be watching this one for a while. Although it's not, we'll just talk about it then because it's over. I mean, we talked about the synopsis. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be diving back into it immediately. But I'll say if they come out with a second one, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, definitely. I would too.
But the action, yeah, if the action wasn't so good, this movie would have been.
It would have been more.
It would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have been more bland. It would have been more stereotypical.
Yeah,
but
if
the
it had,
action
if it
made
had
up
real,
for it.
real generic action, like one hit, fucking
Right.
choo chops and whatnot, then this movie would have been really, really bad. But the action is really, really. But man, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot.
It is
a lot of action.
It's a lot of action,
I mean-
but it's top notch choreography, and that's where for me, that's where it was fun. That's where I was just like, because I was not expecting an Oscar-nominated film. I wasn't expecting that. I went in with the right expectations for this and go, okay, I already know what this is. This is just action, action, action. Let's make sure that the choreography is good. Let's make sure that it's fun, entertaining, and man, it was. For me, this movie was cool. This is one where I understand, like, Ken Dog, liking a film like this. Because it's all action and not a whole lot of story.
Absolutely, that's
because
what
he loves those Rambo films.
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard. Well, I mean, just I think it was like my uncle and someone else, just older people, were like just fucking. I mean, if you love action, you're gonna love this.
You're gonna love this movie.
You're gonna love
absolutely.
This but if you just like, I guess if you just like really well-rounded everything, story, action, everything, then it doesn't have everything for me. Should we give it a final grade?
Yeah, let's grade this.
Go ahead, give me yours.
Okay. So, again, I feel like we've touched up on it a few times. Yeah, there were the story could have been, better. I thought some side stories didn't really need to happen. We could have just focused on the mains and it would have been all right. I thought the side story with that one boy trying to come up in Sahif's gang, I thought was unnecessary. It didn't really end anywhere spectacular for me. However, as I've said just before, the action made up for this film, and fun is all I can say for this. So, despite a lacking story, I thought the action made up for it entirely. I thought Sam Hargraves, I would love to watch another one of these, another film like this, and maybe just work on the story just a little bit more with the Russo brothers. But man, I love this. I thought it was awesome. I'm giving this a solid B.
Solid B?
Yep.
That's not bad. I'm definitely going to give it a little lower grade.
I had a feeling. You were much more the critic.
Absolutely, yeah.
'Cause if I have a good time, I'm gonna.
But again,
I
I already said what I thought about it. Again, I think you were just skipping through most of it to get to those action scenes. You didn't need anything else. But that just definitely wasn't enough for me. So I am gonna give it a C-.
Wow, a C-, almost a D.
Almost a D. Not quite a D, but a C-, yeah.
That's crazy low. I did not expect you to be that low.
Yeah, it just, I mean, I've seen action films before, so, I mean.
But to the level of choreography, I just thought it looked realistic for me. It was so grounded where every single kill, I was like, oh, that could happen.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like two guys doing this.
And if it's
two guys,
maybe
like,
if it was 2
just
hours
drawing
of
their
just
gun.
that, then maybe I would have gave it a high grade. But, I mean, what is that? 30 minutes of the entire movie?
There is a lot of action in this. I guarantee half this film is just action.
No, it's probably 30 to 40 minutes action. That's what I would guess.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I did watch this in 3 parts. I didn't watch the whole film at once. I had to stop 2 different times.
Did
So
you?
maybe that's why I enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
it was like, I got little parts.
Yeah, watched
of
the
it.
entire thing through. Again, that's not horrible. I mean, that's not the worst grade of all time.
No,
but
it's not.
But again, I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you said. We were watching it just for those action scenes, which you can go watch just action scenes on YouTube. You don't even have to sit through the entire movie. But it does help that you didn't have to go and pay a ticket for this.
Of course, yeah. That's another thing, too, that it was streaming. And I think this is like, would I recommend this to people who love action films? Unquestionably, absolutely.
Well, I'll say this is the perfect movie for streaming. To go, I mean, to go just to streaming.
Yep.
Like this, this movie I think would have been picked apart in theaters.
For sure.
But it's perfect. It's the perfect platform for this kind of thing. Like that.
And again, like I would go and see a sequel easily, especially if it's on Netflix.
Yeah, and
and
the budget was $65 million.
And Netflix normally doesn't drop their budgets, do they? Or no, it's not their budgets. It's how many people watched.
Yeah, because again,
Unless it
Netflix
does
just
really good.
releases them, so it's like so there's other people getting the money for it. But yeah, $65 million. But yeah, we will never know if it's the equivalent of making money. But that's another thing that makes me mad that I didn't even bring up. But it's the yellow filter tint that they put on to any movie like this. In any movie that's shot on like Netflix or whatever, they throw that yellow filter over to make it look like, I don't know, more urban, I guess.
Yeah.
But they do it in so many movies. I just film it with a regular lens. Yeah, that'd be fine with me. But yeah, a lot of good action, a lot of good gore too. That's something
Definitely.
else.
Yep.
And it's got to be rated R, right?
Oh, it for sure was rated R. There's no doubt about that in my mind. So.
All right.
Or A.
Is A the bad one?
A's adult.
Yes.
That's the rating, adult.
UA is also. I can't remember what that
Under
one is.
adult.
Under adult.
I believe. Anyway, well, that's our review for Extraction, the Netflix film starring Chris Hemsworth, directed by Sam Hargrave, written by the Russo brothers,
Produced
more
by him,
specifically Joe Russo,
Russo, yeah.
but both of them produced it, Anthony as well. If you guys like what you saw here and you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notifications as we're posting videos every day on this channel. You can find our podcast in audio format, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Social media pages, Seen It, Twitter, Seen It Podcast. Cash is on Twitter, that's just Cash. Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen It Podcast. My name is Mason Knight, that is Cash Kraus, and until next time.
Bye.